Hell, a fairy tale. Fairy tale or not, I doubt if there is any other topic that so many artists have painted or tried to describe. Do they know something we don't, or are they confused about it? Let's take it from scratch. If there is a hell, there must be a paradise. One cannot exist without the other. I have reiterated my view of these places of recreation. I had stated that they were in the same park since the wicked serpent was a frequent visitor. However, soon after, the nice ones kept for themselves the part of the land with the magnificent view. They left for the evil ones the degraded dark part. Hell has no plants, no animals, and a beastie dog is guarding its gate, as if anyone would like to enter. But beware, in paradise there is the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Whoever eats its fruit becomes evil, since he is automatically exiled. From exile, the chances of returning are rather slim. His path will most likely guide him to hell. From there, he is doomed, since no matter how much he suffers, he cannot change his destiny. The sentence is eternal. Personally, I have not read or heard anything about those who are boiling slowly in its cauldrons. They are still there. They keep the heat very low. Kidding aside, is there really hell and paradise? Logic tells me that there is no need for them. They are part of the intimidation program of the religions around the world. The archetypal of the human being did not start from any paradise and does not need the fear of any hell to behave like a rational creature. In its conscious journey, there is a beginning that is not heaven, and there is a continuity that is neither hell nor heaven again. How about all those who not only describe hell, but also rend their garments for the opposite? They are talking about something else, and we should take a moment to clarify things as much as we can. The transition from the current state of consciousness to the next one involves a stage of change and purification. Non-compliant data with what follows next must be discarded. The human entity cannot go on wearing the same clothes. It leaves behind its material, mental, and spiritual shell, and prepares to clothe the bodies of the next consciousness. However, it's nearly impossible to remove these three shells since they're so tightly attached. They may need to go into the washing machine of existence. And because there are no electrical appliances out there, they probably use cauldrons with lye. Could the whole boiler concept start from that? When the divine spark received its passport to come down, it signed a contract. In the fine print it is written that it cannot leave the bodies it received and continue further before it returns them to the warehouses of raw materials. We know that the body needs about 3 years to dissolve. So for 3 years it walks and waits. If the body is burned in a jiffy, the obligation with the first body ends. For the other two I know nothing. However, they must also take their time. So, the insightful and the painters of hell probably describe this process. Many even go a step further. They talk about the scales that judge the dead. This sounds to me like the part of the process that has to do with his spirit and his soul. The ancient Egyptians have shared with us something that is worth mentioning here. It is said that during this time the dead travel through various parts of Duat, not to be united with the sun god, but to be judged. If the dead passes successfully certain demons and tests, he would then have his heart weighted. Anubis would weigh in this ritual his heart with the wing of the Maat, representing truth and justice. If it is found heavier than a feather, Ammit would eat it, and the owner would be deprived of existence in the afterlife in Duat. If his heart was lighter than a feather, he would pass this very important test, and he could continue traveling to Aru. Take out all the garnish out and keep the essence. There is a cleaning process that also requires some transcendental space. The word purgatory says it all. This is hell, and this is what everyone is describing. Be careful. No matter what the person does, he cannot escape the process of the passage. Even dry cleaning takes time, and of course, you must know how. From the process of life, the deceased goes straight to a purifier, something like the island of Ellis in New York. There is no way to go straight to the Elysian fields. These fields are the space-time of the next conscious reality. They are Elysian and not magician fields. If this is the case, I will be the first to ask a question. Where do all these demons who do not leave us alone live? I wish I knew. But what I can say with relative certainty is that the place where they act is the human soul. That's where the devils work. That's where the angels are. Those who deal with the laundry are not the devils, nor the angels. Humans painted them that way, and because they seem to do the dirty work, that is, to clean the unwashed, we connected them to the evil demons. We are the historians. We write whatever we want. The forces there have strict laws, and everyone walks with a checklist in hand. They see the bodies, and they act, depending on what the book says about the cleaning procedure. To conclude, I will refer to an extreme scenario. Let's say that all the people everywhere in the creation were done with the descent procedure. They washed their clothes. Their journey was over, and they now reach the Elysian fields. In common words, they experience the absolute nirvana. What will happen then? What will happen when the Brahma's inhalation begins? Obviously, everything will return in the monad. And the rebels, those who are referred as fallen angels, by those who claim they know, those will be carried back by us humans. What did you think? That God sent us down here for some other reason?